Om Shanti. 15th November 2020. Avyakt Baapdada Murli. Revised date 18th January 1987. In the essence, Baba says, signs of the Karmatit stage. Om Shanti. Today, Avyakt Baapdada has come to meet his children who have received the blessing. May you have the Avyakt stage, the Avyakt angels. It is only once throughout the whole cycle, at this conference age, that these Avyakt meetings take place. There will be meetings of deities in the golden age, but the Avyakt meeting of angels only take place at this time. The incorporeal Father also celebrates a meeting through Avyakt Father Brahma. The incorporeal one deeply loves this gathering of angels. This is why he leaves his land and comes to the subtle and corporeal worlds to celebrate a meeting with you. Because of the attraction of the love of the angelic children, the Father also has to change his form and dress and come into the children's world. This conference age is a very unique and lovely world of the Father and the children. Love is the greatest power that attracts. It binds the Supreme Soul, who is free from bondage and free from a body, with the bond of love. It makes the bodiless one become a bodily being with the loan of a body. This is the practical proof of the children's love. This is the day on which the rivers of love of many children from everywhere merge with the ocean of love. Children say, we have come to meet Baapdada. Have the children come to meet the Father? Or is it that the Father has come to meet you children? Or have both come to Madhuban to meet one another? Children have come to bathe in the ocean of love, but the Father comes to bathe in thousands of Ganges. This is why the Mela meeting of the ocean and the Ganges is a unique one. You merge with the ocean of love and become like the ocean. This day is called the day to become equal to the Father, the day of remembrance, that is, the day of power. Why? This day is the memorial of Father Brahma becoming complete, perfect and equal to the Father. A child and the Father Brahma, because Brahma is a child and also a father. On this day, Brahma gave the proof of being a worthy child in the form of love. He gave the proof of becoming equal. He gave the proof of being extremely loving and totally detached. He gave the proof of being karmati, equal to the Father, that is, he gave the proof of being free from any bondage of karma like the Father. He gave the proof of being free from any karmic accounts of the actions performed through the whole cycle. Apart from the bond of love for service, there are no other bonds. In doing service too, he is not a soul who is bound by any bondage of service, because some do service was free from bondage, whereas others do service was child in bondage of service. Father Brahma was also a server. However, royal forms of desire in service also tie some in the bondage of karmic accounts of service. But true servers are free from those karmic accounts. This is called the Karmatita stage. Just as there is the bondage of the body and the bondage of relationships of the body, so too selfish motives in doing service are also a bondage, and they create an obstacle to your becoming karmatit. To become karmatit means to become free from that royal karmic account. The majority who have come are servers and instruments for Gita Pathshalas. So, service means to liberate others too. Whilst liberating others, you don't tie yourself in any bondage, do you? Instead of becoming a conqueror of attachment, having renounced all attachments to your physical children, etc., you don't have attachment to your students, do you? While saying, this one is very good, he is very good, and considering someone to be good in that way. You don't tie yourself in a bondage of desire of that one belonging to you, do you? You don't like golden chains, do you? So, celebrate today as the day to become free from any limited consciousness of mind, that is, as the awake day to become karmatit. This is called giving the proof of love. Everyone's aim to become karmatit is good. Now, check to what extent you have become free from any bondage of karma. Firstly, check whether you are free from feeling any selfish motives in both the lokik and alokik, in actions and in relationships. Secondly, you have become free from the karmic accounts of the actions of your past and free from any influence of a wasteful nature and sanskar due to the weakness in effort at the present time. If any weak nature or sanskars or nature and sanskars of the past influence you at any time, then you are tied in bondage, not free from bondage. Do you think I didn't want this to happen, but my nature and sanskars make me do it? This too is not a sign of one who is free from bondage, but of one who is tied in bondage. Another thing, when your original stage, your elevated stage, fluctuates due to any service situation, any gathering, or the elements, that too is not the stage of being free from bondage. Become free from the bondage too. Thirdly, also become free from any upheaval of your elevated stage that may come through any type of illness of your last old body in the old world. It is one thing for the illness to come, but it is another thing for that illness to make you fluctuate. It is destined for it to come, but for your state to fluctuate is a sign of being tied in bondage. Become free from having thoughts about any illness of the body. Instead, have thoughts of your original self, thoughts of knowledge and of being one with pure and positive thoughts for others. Because thinking too much about matter changes into a form of worry. So, to become free from that is called the karmati stage. To renounce all of those bondages is a sign of the karmatita stage. Father Brahma became free from all of these types of bondage and attained the karmatita stage. So, today is the day to become karmati, like Father Brahma. Did you understand the significance of this day? Acha. Today's gathering is especially a gathering of those who are special servers, that is, of those who are becoming pure and charitable souls. To open a Gita Pathshala means to become a pure and a charitable soul. The greatest charity of all is the charity of liberating every soul from their sins of many births for all time. The name is very good, Gita Pathshala. So, those from a Gita Pathshala means those who study the lessons of the Gita and also teach others. The first lesson of the knowledge of the Gita is to become a bodiless soul. And the last lesson is to be a conqueror of attachment and an embodiment of remembrance. So, the first lesson is the method to use, and the last is the result achieved through learning that lesson. So, do you, who are from Gita Pathshalas, learn this lesson at every moment, or do you just read the Murli? Because the way to have a true Gita Pathshala is first of all for yourself to study, that is, to become that, and then to become an instrument and teach others. So, are all of you in the Gita Pathshalas doing service in this way? Because all of you are samples of this godly study in the front of the world. A sample is important. A sample gives many souls inspiration to become like that. So, those from the Gita Pathshalas have a big responsibility. If you show the slightest weakness in becoming samples, then instead of creating the fortune of many souls, you will become instruments to deprive many souls of creating their fortune. Because those who see and listen to you instrument souls do so in the corporeal form. The Father is incognito, is he not? Therefore, demonstrate this by performing such elevated actions that when they see your elevated actions, many souls will perform elevated actions and become able to elevate their line of fortune. So, firstly, always consider yourselves to be samples. Secondly, always remember your symbol. Do you know what the symbol of those in a Gita Pathshala is? A lotus flower. Baapdada has told you to become a lotus flower and to put this into practice. The way to become a lotus is to put it into practice. If you don't put it into practice, you cannot become a lotus. Therefore, always keep in your intellect, I am a sample. Also, keep the symbol of the lotus flower in your intellect. No matter how much service increases, remain detached and loving whilst doing service. Do not just be loving, but be detached and loving. This is because to have love for doing service is a good thing, but you have to make sure that that love does not change into attachment. This is called being loving while detached. You became instrument for service, and that is very good. You at least received the title of being pure and charitable souls. Therefore, because you carried out a charitable act, you were given a special invitation. Now, continue to make progress in future with the stage of success for which Baba taught you a lesson. Do you understand what you have to do in the future? Acha. Today, all of you are especially waiting for one thing. And what is that? That Baba will tell us the result. Will you give the results or will the Father give the results? What did Baapdada say? Will he take the results or will he give the results? According to the drama plan, whatever happened and however it happened, it would be said to have been good. All of you kept a good aim and you showed the qualifications through your actions according to your own capacity. You adapted the blessing of over a long period of time, number-wise, and the blessings that you attained even now make you become images that grant blessings, and you continue to be bestowers of blessings like the Father. What does Baapdada want now? You have received blessings, and now this year was especially practicing being free from bondage over a long period of time, that is, was having a karmatit stage like the fathers give the world an experience of being detached and loving. Now change the method of experiencing this only sometimes and reveal the experience over a long period of time of being unshakable, immovable, and free from obstacles, bondages, sinful thoughts, and sinful actions. That is, of being incorporeal, viceless, and egoless. Bring this stage in front of the world in a practical way. This is known as becoming equal to the Father. Do you understand? In the results, how many of you were content with yourselves? Firstly, there is contentment with the self. Secondly, there is the contentment of the Brahmin family. And thirdly, there is the contentment of the Father. In the results of all the three, you now have to claim more marks. So, become content and make others content. Become the Father jewels of contentment and always continue to sparkle. Baapdada has regard for your children, and this is why he is showing you the incognito records. You are the ones who are going to become this in the future, and this is why the Father sees your constantly perfect stage. Acha. All of you are jewels of contentment, are you not? Seeing the expansions, be happy. All of you are waiting for there to be quiz up from Abu Road. Now, just the hall has become full, but what will you do then? Will you then sleep or will you have constant yoga all night? This will also happen. Therefore, be happy with just a little. Instead of 3 feet of land, if you receive 1 foot of land, be happy with that. Do not think before. It is used to be like this. Celebrate the happiness of the family growing. The sky and the earth are never going to run out of a space. There are many mountains. When you think, they should be this, I should get this, you then make it a big thing. Then the dadis also have to think about what to do and how to do it. Such a day will come when you will sleep during the day in the sunshine and stay awake at night. Those people light a fire and sit around it, keeping themselves warm, and you will all light fires of yoga and sit there. Do you like this? Or do you want beds Do you want chairs to sit on? Make the support of the mountain your chair. Whilst you have the facilities, take comfort from them. And if you don't have them, make the mountain your chair. You only need to rest your back, nothing else. If 5,000 people come, then, of course, the chairs will have to be taken away. Then, when there is a queue, you will even have to renounce your beds. Be ever ready. If you are given a bed, Haji. And if you are asked to sleep on the floor, then too, Haji. You were made to practice this a lot in the beginning. For a fortnight, the dispensary used to be closed. Even asthma patients used to have millet chapatis and lassi. However, they didn't fall ill. Everyone became healthy. So, this was demonstrated by their practice at the beginning, and it will also happen at the end. Otherwise, just think about it. If you asked an asthma patient to drink lassi, that patient would be afraid to drink it. However, when the medicine of blessings is mixed with it, it becomes a form of enjoyment. It doesn't feel like a test paper. It doesn't feel difficult. At that time, it didn't feel like renunciation, but an excursion. So, are all of you ready? Or will the teachers give a list to those who are to provide all the facilities? This is why not many are called here. When the time comes, you will experience being the form of success of your spiritual endeavor, being beyond all of these facilities. You are also the spiritual military, are you not? You also have to play the part of that military. This is now a loving family. It is a home. You do experience this, do you not? However, when the time comes, you will have to be the spiritual army. With that love and overcome whatever situation comes. This too is a speciality of the military. Acha, Gujarat has the special blessing of remaining ever ready. They don't make excuses. What can we do? How can we do this? They didn't have a reservation, but they just arrived here. There is benefit in being close. Gujarat has the special blessing of being obedient because you also say Haji to doing service. All the service that requires hard work is given to Gujarat. Who does the service of making the chapatis? Who does the service of giving accommodation and of running around? It is Gujarat. Baapdada watches everything. It isn't that Baapdada is not aware of everything. Those who make effort especially receive love from the beloved. You have the fortune of being close, and you have maintained a good method of increasing your fortune. Not everyone knows how to increase their fortune. Some receive fortune, but they only keep that much. They do not know how to increase it. However, those from Gujarat have fortune, and they also know how to increase it. This is how you are increasing your fortune. Baapdada is pleased to see this. To receive special blessings from the Father is also a sign of fortune. Do you understand? To all the loving children who have arrived here from everywhere, Baapdada is giving all the loving children everywhere from this land and abroad the blessing. May you remain eternally loving in return for your love, just as you have come running here from so far away out of love, just as you have come running physically and come close and personally in front of Baba. Similarly, in your efforts to become equal to the Father with your flying stage, that is, always remain close to the Father. Just as you have come here personally in front of the Father, in the same way, always remain close to the Father with your flying stage. Do you understand what you have to do? This love of your hearts reaches the Father, the Comforter of hearts, even before you reach here, whether personally in front of Baba or physically far away on this day, whether in this land or abroad. Even while being far away, all the children are the closest of all and seated on the heart throne. So, the closest place of all is the heart. So, you are not sitting abroad or somewhere else in this land, but you are sitting on the heart throne. So, you are close, are you not? All the children's love, remembrance and complaints, and their sweet heart-to-heart conversation and gifts have reached the Father. Baapdada is giving all the loving children the special blessing. May you always remain free from labor of by being lost in love. So, all of you received the return, did you not? To all the loving children, to all the souls who always remain close, to all the special souls who remain free from any bondage of karma and who experience the karmatita stage over a long period of time, to all the jewels of contentment seated on the heart throne together with the blessing of the Avyakta stage, love, remembrance, good night and good morning from Baapdada. The spiritual children, in return to the spiritual father, says good morning, namaste, namaste, namaste. Blessing. May you become complete and perfect and equal to the Father by finishing all the old accounts and by putting on the new clothes of new sanskar. May you become complete and perfect and equal to the Father by finishing all the old accounts and by putting on the new clothes of new sanskars. On Deepavali, people wear new clothes in the same way in this new birth of dying alive. Celebrate the new year by wearing the clothes of new sanskars. Whatever old accounts of your weaknesses, defects, lack of strength and sensitivity that still remain, finish all of those and celebrate true Deepavali. In this new birth, imbibe new sanskar and you will become equal to the Father. Slogan. Accumulate the treasures of pure thoughts and your time will not be wasted in waste thoughts. Accumulate the treasures of pure thoughts and your time will not be wasted in the waste thoughts. Notice, today is the third Sunday of the month and all Raj Yogi Tapasvi brothers and sisters will be practicing meditation from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. With the elevated attitude of pure feelings, become a great donor with your mind and do the service of giving everyone the blessing of being fearless. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you.